One of the very first decisions you have to make when you're starting a new save file in Stardew Valley is what farm time will you be playing on. This is one of the very few decisions that you can only make once, and it is a permanent choice. So it can be a bit overwhelming, especially if you haven't ever played them or don't know what each of them is about. To help with this, I've decided to make this video where we will talk about each farm type, what makes them special, good, or not so great. Plus, I will share some tips and little secrets for each of them, and hopefully this will make the decision on what farm to pick a little bit easier. Without further ado, let's get right into it. There are a total of 8 different farm types that you can choose from, all available from the moment you get the game, so no need to unlock them. Each of them has a special focus, or is designed in a way that it can give you a boost for a specific skill. These skills are farming, fishing, foraging, mining, and combat. Something I also wanted to mention is that depending on which farm you pick, your farmhouse will look different. But every piece of furniture, every decoration, and every flooring will be obtainable somewhere else in the game, so you don't miss out on anything. I will be showing off how each of them look in the video, as well as the different view you have from the map tab on your menu, because yeah, those look different too. If this is your very first time playing, I definitely recommend doing the standard farm. This one is the simplest one. Once it is cleared up, it has the most tillable tiles, so areas on the ground that can be hoed, planted on, and watered to grow crops. This one has 3,427. It might sound overwhelming, but don't worry, you don't have to use them all. This farm also has the most space and flexibility to put farm buildings like the barn or coop, making this one a great option for not only crops, but also animals. This is a good one to work on your farming skill. Other than the greenhouse, which can be moved if you don't like where it's placed, the only things that it has are these 2 ponds, most likely used for filling your watering can early game. They are small though, and you will mostly fish trash from them, so not a big selling point. The truth is that this one is not special at all. But because it is so simple, so open, and so customizable, it is a great option to start with. No challenges, no restrictions, just a good old piece of land for whatever you want to use it for. The house inside is pretty simple, but has everything you can possibly need, including a bowl for cereal, and a fireplace to illuminate during the night. And this is how it looks from the map menu. I think that this one is one of the best farms that there is, but stay till the end of the video to see my personal rating of each of them. The next option you have is the Riverland Farm, which has been for a long time one of the most hated farm options, though it may have just redeemed itself in the 1.6 a little bit. You see, this farm is almost entirely covered in water. There are rivers going everywhere, and the only farm you have are these tiny islands that you can only access by going through these, not questionable or dangerous at all, wood bridges. Don't worry, your horse can go through most of them. Because of its insane amount of water, you only have access to 1,578 tillable tiles for farming, plus about 500 more that you can use for buildings. This one is obviously good if you want to focus on fishing on this playthrough, because yes, you can actually fish on these rivers. It is very profitable too. The majority of the time you can fish the same type of fish you would get in Pelican Town, and then the other 30% you will get fish from Cindersap Forest. Plus, you can actually spot bubble spots on this map, which is something that doesn't happen in any other farm. Though really, the most unique thing to it, and this is what 1.6 made really good for it, is that you actually start with a fish smoker already in the comfort of your home. This is what your house looks like, by the way. I really like the decoration of this farmhouse, and it made me sad to miss the little boat for the longest time, so in case you're interested to know, you can find it in the furniture catalog, as part of Robin's stock, or even from the traveling card. Oh, and this is how it looks on the menu. But back to the fish smoker. This alone makes this farm so overpowered, because it only requires 1 piece of coal, and by placing a fish in it, it will duplicate its sale value, keeping the fish quality. So, if you fish gold quality catfishes from the comfort of your farm all day, then smoke them, also from the comfort of your home, then you would be making 600 gold per fish. And that is not even considering the fisher, angler, or artisan profession. Because yes, smoked fish get affected by all those buffs. This makes money making early in the game very accessible, making the fish smoker a game changer. But is this enough reason to choose the farm? It really doesn't have a large space for crops, buildings, or animals, and you do have all the other regular fishing spots in the valley to go to, but this one does have a lot of advantages with fishing and money making early in the game. So it would really come down to the player's preference and maybe the challenges that you would want on this save file. I know this one is your favorite one, or that YouTuber's favorite one, or literally everyone's favorite one, but I am here to say this. No, this is not my favorite one. I don't even think it's that great actually.
You need to leave!
Now before y'all set me on fire, let me explain. To start, it has the least amount of tillable spaces for crops, only having 1,413. It does have a lot for buildings though. Its main focus is definitely the foraging skill, because it has these patches of grass where the season forageables will spawn. During spring you can find your regular forageables, except daffodils, but instead you can find morels for some reason. During summer you can find all the summer forageables, plus also common mushrooms, and during the fall you can find each type of mushroom, which can come in handy if you want to make life elixirs and you do not want to go for the mushroom cave. Not only that, but this farm also has plenty of bushes, including ones that can have berries during the 2 berry seasons. The biggest helper for this farm, I would say, are these large wood stumps. Breaking this gives you 25 foraging experience and drops hardwood instead of regular wood. Plus, all of these 8 stumps will grow back every single day, making this a huge source of experience and hardwood. In addition to that, it has 4 whole fishing ponds. In here you can fish like if you were on Cindersub Forest, and also the wood skip, which is a fish you can only get in the secret woods otherwise. So if it has all these good things, then why don't I like it? Well, because that is really it. You can cut stumps and fish the wood skip, but is there anything else? I mean, it surely looks pretty, don't get me wrong, but I like to have loads of crops and animals in my gameplay, and this doesn't really facilitate that. Plus, we can have access to hardwood stumps at the secret woods if we want to as well. I feel like the real reason people go for this farm is because of how it can speed up the completion of the community center. If you can get most of the forageables from your farm, including the mushrooms, and then you choose the fruit bat cave, then you already get a massive boost on the things you can donate. That is why I feel like most speedrunners go for this one. And since I'm a very casual player, I just don't see the hype. I'm sorry. But you let me know in the comments down below if I need to give this farm another try, because right now, I am not convinced. Anyway, this is how the farm looks inside. Very Christmassy. It has a fireplace for light and this super adorable bonsai, which yes, you can also get it from the catalog and from Robin's shop, so don't use this as an excuse. And this is how it looks from the map tab. As a little thing you may not know already, this farm has a chance of spawning these types of unique weeds that will always drop mixed seeds. You can differentiate them from regular weeds because they look a bit fuller, like there is something inside of them, I guess. This is the only farm that will spawn these types of special weeds, with only the exception of the absolute best farm in the whole wide world, but I will get to that later. Next up we have the Hilltop farm. The funny thing about this one is that I really didn't have much to say about it, but thought of checking the wiki in case I was missing something, and I was so shocked to see that this one has the longest list of things. So let's dive in, shall we? It doesn't have a lot of tillable spots with only 1,648, and don't get too excited because it also only has very few that can also be built on. The problem with this one is that it has cliffs, it has a long river, and it has this humongous quarry in your farm. All of this prevents you from using those spaces for something else. It is very awkward to move on, to organize, to decorate, and to top things off. When you start your game in this farm, you are likely to get these stumps and boulders in the way, making some areas of your farm literally unreachable, at least until you upgrade your tools, which, let's be honest, doesn't happen right away. So you might not even have access to the major event of the farm until later. Speaking of, the special thing about this farm is this quarry. This means it can give you a huge boost on your mining skill, since these ore nuts can spawn here. The type that appears will depend on your mining skill level. If you have made it to level 10, then there is a chance of iridium nuts appearing. There is also the chance of these weird geode nodes to spawn. These are very simple. You crack them and then you get geodes. The type of geode you get also depends on your mining level. It's pretty cool, I guess. The problem is that the moment there is something placed in this quarry, then the less chance you have of the ores to show up. But it is cool if you want to avoid the mines for some reason. If you fish on this river, you have 50% chance of getting forest river fish. The rest of the times you will get trash, so not ideal for a lot of fishing. I feel like the biggest con to this farm that I have is that what makes this one special can be obtained by literally anyone. How? The quarry. After completing the crafts room bundles at the community center, which is one of the easier ones, or after buying the bridge repair from Joja, you get this wooden bridge fixed and have access to this huge area for ore nuts to appear, including everything that you can get at your quarry at home, plus mystic stones. So if you don't pick this farm, you are really not missing out on anything. If you're picking this one, it's probably because of the challenge it presents, or because you actually find it cute to decorate, which is an acceptable reason. I just personally don't find it that special. This is how it looks from the inside of the house, and this is how it looks from the map. Pretty cool, huh? The Wilderness Farm's most special feature are monsters, which unfortunately got completely thrown down once this feature at the main menu got implemented. Let me start over. The Wilderness Farm's focus is combat. What makes it special is that literal monsters will appear during the night in your farm. This means bats, golems, and more. Some monsters will be unique to this farm, like the iridium golems. But something that wasn't available when this farm came out, that is now available for everyone, is that from your advanced options menu, when you're creating a farm, you can actually select the option to have monsters on your farm, which means any farm can be a wilderness farm now. This makes me so sad. It's like the one thing that makes it unique is now available for everyone. So let's talk about its good things. It has a total of 2,131 tillable tiles, surprisingly one of the bigger ones. Most of the areas are open, with the exception of this huge pond on the corner, a large cliff in the middle here, and another big pond in the center. It sounds like an inconvenience, but I actually like it. I'm sure you can decorate it nicely, and it has plenty of spaces for buildings. When fishing in these ponds, you will have a high chance of catching trash. Otherwise, mountain lake fish. Not the best option for fishing. I do feel like this one, as well as literally all of them, you need to go based on the aesthetics. Monsters cannot spawn on any farm, and you can even go to the mines if you don't want them on your farm actually. But, unlike others, I feel like this one still has a pretty decent layout that can be nicely decorated. If you're scared about being attacked in your farm, then this is definitely not a good idea. This is how the farmhouse looks inside, very gothic if you ask me. And this is how the farm looks from the menu. Something else I wanted to mention is that in this farm, the monster called Wilderness Golem will spawn. It is not the biggest threat, and one of the rare things it can drop is the one and only living hat. The chance of dropping it is only 0.01%, which sounds like nothing, but it is still better than the 0.001% you have by cutting regular weeds. As a hat collector, I felt the need to share this very important fact about this farm. Then we have the one, the only, Four Corners farm. This is my absolute favorite, and the one I usually pick no matter what. It was originally designed with the intention to be used as a multiplayer farm, but can be used alone if you have no friends like me. It is extra obvious when you get multiple cabins, since they all appear on their different quadrants of the farm. This one is divided in, well, 4 corners. How incredible. And each of them has a special feature. The top right corner, where the original farmhouse is, has a shipping bin and a large farming area. The top left corner is a mini forest farm, because it has one regrowable stump for hardwood. Yes, this one will regrow every single day. And this corner also has a small chance of getting special chunky weeds that have a 100% chance of dropping mixed seeds. Pretty cool, huh? Then the bottom left corner is kinda like the Riverland Farm. I mean, it has a pond, and that is it, but with the chance of catching cinders of forest fish. Lastly, on the bottom right corner you have a mini hilltop farm. It even comes with a tiny quarry that, as the one in the other farm, will spawn ore and geode nodes that will vary dependent on your mining level. Not only this, but it is all nicely organized in different sections. Has a center area for the greenhouse, or you can move it too if you want. It is just so pleasant to my eyes to see it all super organized. It also has these paths to go from the outer sides of each sections, but you will need to upgrade your tools to pass through it. This just means you have to go around, not that the area is unobtainable. It is also one with the most tillable tiles, as it has 2,952. Holy moly! Since it is so expanded in all of the skills, well, it is good for whatever you want to use it. But I honestly just pick it because it's so cute. It even has berry bushes too. Anyway, this is how the farmhouse looks on the inside. Nothing too fancy, but it has more light than others, so that is nice. And this is how it looks from the map menu. If you're looking for a new farm to try, I would totally recommend this one if you haven't already. I find it really hard to dislike it. Then we have everyone's worst enemy, the beach farm. Literally the only reason why people dislike it is because it is sandy.
I don't like sand.
This means that sprinklers can't be placed in here. Since sprinklers play a huge role on managing your farm in a more automatic way, this can be a huge con, but it really has a lot of benefits. It has berry bushes, forageables spawn on this green area. You are completely surrounded by water, which means you have access to ocean fish all the time. You can forage seaweed and other beach forageables from the comfort of your farm, which means you can finish the crop out bundle way faster. And if this wasn't good enough already, every now and then you will find these supply crates that will wash up on shore. Breaking them will give you all sorts of goodies, from food to fertilizer to coffee, and it is free, so another point to that. It also has this pretty decent sized area where you can place sprinklers. The only thing is that at the beginning of your game, it will have these large stumps that you will need an iron axe to break, meaning this will take time. Another thing that people do not think of this is that grass can grow on sand. So if you want to use it to grow animals, you can. Plus, crops still grow on sand, you just can't automate their watering process. This process can also be speeded up by upgrading your watering can or by getting retaining soil. I do not recommend this last one though, unless it is the deluxe one that you never again have to water, because trying to figure out which crops are water and which ones are not, it's a literal nightmare. It also has one of the largest amount of tillable tiles, with 2,700 available, plus 2,000 more for buildings. That is not bad at all. Since it is surrounded by water, it is a really good farm to work on your fishing skill, but it also spawns forageables, so it is classified as a foraging farm as well. It also has one of my favorite farm interiors, matching almost perfectly with Haley's room. And it looks cute from the map too. One thing that people might not know is that you can actually find a secret tunnel in this one. You need to go to the bottom left corner of the farm, follow this grassy path, and then you will come out of a tiny cave. Fishing in this spot will get you a boat painting. I'm pretty sure that this is the only way to obtain this painting, so a special unique bonus to this. I often feel like people think, no sprinklers? There's no way I'm playing this one. But if you're a seasoned player, I feel like this one can be a good challenge that you would enjoy. My husband and I had a farm like this in our Switch and we had a blast for hours. The last farm in our list is the one added in the latest update. The Meadowlands Farm is a map that is intended to help you on your farming skill, but not necessarily with crops. No. It actually makes crops harder if you ask me. Its focus is raising farm animals. You know it by the little cows in the logo, and that this new bluegrass can be found in the farm from day one. This grass is especially loved by animals, as it helps them gain friendship twice as fast. It also produces more hay when cut, and it lasts longer, as animals get full with less of it. You could get this special grass from Mr. Key's room once you enter into it, and could afford the recipe, but the cool thing about this farm is that you actually get it from the beginning, as it grows naturally. Just don't cut it all at once, obviously. Another huge reason it helps you with animals instead of farming is because you do not get parsnip seeds from Lewis when you first start, as all of the other farms do. No, instead you get hay, 15 pieces. And you also start with a whole coop already built in your farm, and 2 little chickens. You can actually change their name if you do not like the ones they came with. So yeah, the focus is very much animals. It has 2066 tillable tiles, which is pretty great, but I do not like that the ponds of water where you can refill your watering can are so ridiculously far away. You either have to go all the way to the river near the coop or go all the way south, literally almost leave your farm. This presented a huge inconvenience for me, more than no sprinklers I would say, because it is a struggle from day one. This one has one of my absolute favorite interiors. Not only is it decorated so nicely and comfortable, but it also has a freaking dresser. Concerned Abe knew this one was special. Having a dresser from day one to me is game changer. A place to keep all my hats safe and sound? Yes please. It also looks nice from the map too. Another cute detail is that you not only have a coop to start, but it's also nicely fenced. These will decay just like any other fence, just so you know. But it is nice to have that head start. Because of the huge animal focus, I find myself stressing about a silo early on. But with the crazy amount of grass you get outside, you should have time. Maybe this is just me. Now, I wanted to do my personal ranking of them all, and what a better way to do it than by doing a tier list. Standard Farm is S tier. Literally anyone can enjoy it, should be the farm you start with, perfect to unleash your creativity, simple and reliable. Riverland Farm is very B. Not too bad, not too good, but it has a fish smoker, so it has a huge boost. Good for fishing if that's your thing, and can be decorated nicely. Forest Farm is overrated AF. See here. Give me another reason that it helps you complete the community center faster. It's pretty, yes. You get a bonsai, but that's it. I don't like it more than it deserves, but it is loved by many. Hilltop Farm is an atrocity. D here. I am sorry, it is just impossible to get anywhere at the beginning. The quarry is kind of useless because of the huge quarry you get, and I just don't like the massive river in the middle of the map. Also, what's up with all these cliffs? Wilderness Farm is nice, but lost all of its power when all of the farms could get monsters. Plus, I don't like monsters in the farm, so it goes under Forest Farm. Sorry. Four Corners is the GOAT, even above standard, because also anyone can enjoy it and has more benefits than the other one. So nice to decorate, has everything you could need without getting in the way, and I love it. Perfect for someone that stresses about organizing, like me. Beach Farm is overpowered and has hate for no reason. You can't argue with me if you haven't given it a try. Please, it is so much fun. Challenge, entertaining, and honestly, so pretty too. And lastly, Meadowlands Farm goes B here. Bluegrass is too powerful, but why did the water have to be so far away? Anyway, the cows are cute. I know each of us has our opinions on the farm, so let me know in the comments what is your favorite one, which one you hate the most, and why. I read all your comments, so try to convince me if I said something you don't agree with. The last thing I wanted to say was that literally nothing I just said matters. I know that choosing which farm you will be using sounds like an overwhelming decision, but let me help you out. Everything, literally everything that can make a farm special can be found elsewhere. Loads of farming space, you get another farm on Ginger Island. Regrowable wood stumps, you can get to the secret woods on day one with a chair trick if you want. Fishing, well, there are places to fish everywhere. Quarry, you get a massive one with special notes by completing bundles. And even if you're a little crazy and want to fight beasts from your farm, you can select that option from day one. I feel like all of these options are added so that you always have a fresh experience, a change of airs, something that feels different, and I love that. There really is a farm for everything we can need, and if we feel like we could use some help in a different aspect, then the Valley has us covered. Man, I love this game. And who knows, with the upcoming 1.7 update, we might get a new farm type. What would you like to see? I think if we get a multi-mega map for 8 players, that would be so freaking chaotic, but so fun. I guess we shall see. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my Stardew Valley content. But I also do other games as well, so be sure to check those out. But anyway, my name is Mrs. Smoothie. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I don't like sand.